Oh, okay.
That's probably why it's not
Did you
catching.
manage to do it, or do you want me to do it? If that's the hypothesis, we need to verify. Where's that?
Here, under here. No, under here. Oh, under here. Under here. Sorry. Ah. Under here.
Can I use that?
Sure. Oh, perfect. Yes.
Hey, there's a camera. Oh, no, it's a vacuum. Wow, I was close.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Just
Hey. That's correct.
So how about you? Welcome back to our podcast. As you can see by your demand, Dr. Moog Hamel is back. But I gotta ask you, what did you do to my show? What's going on? The music, the candles, and everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, all right, well, it's gonna be a difficult topic, so we're setting the vibe out of empathy for people,
Okay.
or something like that. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can never say the same thing twice, so I mean it's
Yeah.
gonna come out differently, but at least like,
We'll switch.
yeah, you just need to turn that down a bit. And did you show Sydney how to?
Well, Sydney, do you see it live on the private channel right now? Because I went live. Jansen, it's private.
Okay, I'll check.
Because I want to sound check and then we go.
Are you using my screen chip?
Yes, I am. So the angle camera have to be black and white, and the center camera is gonna be a warm light.
Why are you
So
here?
are you black and white on both?
Oh, can you change the... Okay.
I had changed it, so.
Sydney, can you go on the black and white angle so that Jansen can check that? Okay.
Okay, that's it. So we can. What is it? Your pencil with?
I know, I hit this sucker. But that angle, nobody's gonna see. Oh my gosh,
the camera there? How come it's all the way there? How come it's all the way by the window? Did we bump into it?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's try that again. Dang it, I can't see now.
This is not very. Okay. I don't know what's happening.
Oh no, fuck, I think that was good.
Be nice to you then. To your microphone. Boy, it's so lovely.
That delay makes it so hard to place things.
We put the delay.
Like, are people watching this right now, or is it like...
No, this is private right now.
Okay.
By the way, Jansen, it didn't show up last time, eh? Like, why is it not on YouTube yet? The previous one has not been published on YouTube.
I'll check again, Anna.
Now, can you hear the... Do we start off with that funky music or no?
It's cheesy.
Okay, fine. It's supposed to be.
You could play the music just to test if the mixer is picking up the sound.
Okay.
We need to turn that
Do you
down
hear?
a little bit though.
Do you hear it? Do you hear the mixer?
No, not yet.
Do we need that? Can we do it without that?
Yeah, but can you hear the microphone? What about the microphone?
Mic check, 1,
Do
2,
you hear
1,
the
2.
microphone? Wait, let me get
I'm hearing your voice through the YouTube, but it's
Can
not.
you hear this?
It's not that good.
Huh? We may not need the mixer today.
Why is the camera back going over there again? Like, what's that camera there under Jensen? Why is it? I just replaced it.
I don't know.
Confused.
You
Does it
guys
move
don't-
by itself or like?
No. What do you mean? No. Move it forward.
Which one is it? The one under it? No. Can we put it on this camera so I can see what I'm doing? Okay. Okay, so it's you.
That is your camera, right?
Yeah.
No, the camera you're moving right now is just on Anna, but that one was just on you. So now there's two just on Anna.
Okay. Well, she's prettier than me.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Of course, she'll agree with that. All right. Where am I?
There. They are.
Okay, let me just sit there and see how it is.
Why did it move?
See, that's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. It's going back on you. I think the camera has a crush on you.
Now
What
you're
is it?
both in it.
Why did it move?
What is that screen under Jensen then?
Under Jansen? Oh,
Yeah.
that's the camera of the computer. That's not gonna be.
Really? So I guess it was fine earlier. I just kept looking at that and I was...
If you're wanting it to be just on you, it's still mostly just Anna in it.
Yeah.
It's
Can you,
okay.
no, I don't want my back like that. So close
Okay.
to it.
Alright, alright.
Is this
You
No way,
can.
Jose. I should not be there.
but then I don't know what that is, but that's it now.
Okay, much better. But that camera cannot be in the angle. Can you zoom into it? Well, do we want to zoom into him?
Just maybe a little bit more with the signage. I mean, I don't mind this one in there, even if we see the camera.
Yeah.
It's just like that one I didn't want to have too much window because that doesn't look very professional.
You want to switch over which angle you're looking at? What camera you're looking at? Because you're not saying what you're saying.
Now that's this angle camera.
Let's wait for it to show.
That one is this one.
like I'm about to go on a show or something.
And then I'm about to switch over to this one.
Okay, I think I placed it good. Brah! Yeah, I think so.
And then this is the overall arching one.
Oh my god.
See? You look good. Alright. Are we beasting this? Yeah.
What do I do? Can you pass me the tissue? I'm so sorry. Sorry. Otherwise, I was gonna stick it right under the table and take it out later. Alright.
It needs that personality.
Check you. Check out.
How do you screw this one? Why is it so loose?
It's something here.
Yeah, I got this one. Oh, it needs a Alemi. Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't know about that one.
What are you saying?
It's if you want it to be just sort of you, it's both of you right now.
For which?
That camera.
For that
It's
camera?
on your face
Okay,
too. So
okay. I'll do it. Can you put it on there?
There we go.
Okay.
There we
So why
Can
is
we see
my
the door
thing is
too
not
much, though?
cool anymore?
A little bit.
Yeah, let's try to not have the door in there.
I can't have you be cooler than me.
No, you gotta have it up and I have it low. We gotta have like
I gotta have it cool
personality.
too.
You got the DJ thing. Come on now.
So like, you're
Hold on.
so competitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hitchhiking in space.
If you stay leaned back as you are now, we don't have the door,
There
and
you go.
there's Anna.
There you go.
Oh, if you lean back.
Yeah.
Lean back, dude. Lean back.
Lean back.
Lean back.
And do the walk away.
Okay. There you go. And then you have to stay leaned back.
Lean back. Okay. Is the belly showing? Anything's
You're
popping
fine.
out
You're
anywhere?
fine.
And do I have to switch this?
Oh yeah, you have to switch it back to public now. Setting it public. I have a feeling Sydney's gonna be much better at this thing. I have a feeling.
Because when you get
Oh,
message,
fine.
you lose focus. Just make sure that there's no vibration.
Are you taking over the conversation, or I'm asking the questions? Okay.
It's gonna be a conversation.
Okay.
It's gonna be a conversation.
So, wait, it's. Do I just share it?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe
we
now?
need a steel thumb on here.
A what?
A steel thumb.
It's on there.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like
Okay.
a thing like this.
Let me check first.
Okay, now the audio's
Audio's working?
checking. Or, no, now he's checking.
I thought you were saying now we're live as I'm
Sydney, could you mute the Zoom first?
Alright.
You or me? Jensen, you or me? Okay, I'm gonna assume it's me. Wait, no. Jensen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do I mute you or me?
You.
Okay. Okay.
What a beautiful world.
Okay, now the audio should be checking.
Is it good? Try.
What?
He's checking the audio.
My check 1 2 1. Welcome to After Hours.
Do you hear? Johnson. Oh my gosh!
Yes,
Obviously
I
it's
can't
not
hear
working.
any
What is
from
it?
the
Is it not live?
I'm like, what do you mean it's not working? Are we like drunk or what? Sorry, with
That is
Oh.
funny.
no wonder. It's like what? Hold on, sorry.
Don't trip on the camera.
2CDK. DK. 2.
Yeah,
Two
that's
CD.
why. Yes.
Okay, since we still have a little bit of time, would it be hard to patch you in?
don't be.
looking at it.
Next time, dude.
Okay.
Oh, good thing we audio checked. Would have been so stupid. Oh, but now you see this little thingy, eh? Don't ya? Do you see the wire going across?
I actually don't.
The
Okay.
camera's moving.
What?
Oh yeah, one of them is moving. That one's moving
Why are they doing
because
that?
of this.
Oh, because of it.
Because of the cord now. No.
Should we change the cameras?
It's gonna keep moving.
This is so funny.
What is happening today?
It's the hunted mood to make us more in a laughy mode, so we're not too stuck.
Did it just plug that way before?
But if you move it, now you are. Okay, go for
But
it.
if there's a little bit less of a
Yeah,
lean,
you're right.
it might not move. And let's see if you're both in it in that one. Nope. You're not.
Can you please sit? And we'll. Oh, can quick.
What do you want?
Just turn the lights. Can't.
Well, this camera's gonna be a little bit tricky.
It really doesn't change that much, so I guess it's okay. We
It's
don't,
okay for you?
we don't need it. It didn't change anything. I don't want. Yeah. I was just didn't want my struggle.
Yeah.
Also, further.
In it with this one.
You want to push it back? A little bit more? Because I gave it
So we're gonna be more silly today. True.
Sharp.
Oh,
Is it a different conversation? I'm fine. Oh, it's like the camera goes right into it. Okay, good. It's perfect, actually. It's good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Okay.
We good.
So
If she sees her face on it, it's good.
Jansen, is the audio good? Can I end this one?
Please don't do that on the podcast. Hey, what happened to our Japanese beat?
Jansen, is the audio good
I
now?
can hear it on there.
Not yet.
Not
I think Anna needs to play something from the mixer. I'm sorry.
It's
Still
working?
need-
Woo, yeah.
Okay. Now it's good?
Still,
Still not good.
nope, not yet.
Not yet.
Not working yet.
Oh,
Can't hear the music.
hey.
Nope.
Nada. Nothing. Voila. Okay, well that was a great podcast, everybody.
It's okay. We did all these changes, right?
To the
So
mic.
don't see it like that.
What?
It's positive. Yeah,
What'd you say?
you know.
Now it's working?
Can you add stuff on there? Can you
No. Not working.
Not working.
Not
So
working.
wonderful.
Not yet.
Not
do you have like Raven?
No.
Are both your mics?
We can hear
Is the
ourselves.
music?
Can you make sure your audio is not
is the-
muted? Maybe it's
playing
Jensen. He's done it before.
The Zen kind of thing music.
What about the Zen kind of thing music?
Oh, you want to increase the volume?
Lower or higher? I mean, as long as it does not interfere
No,
too much with our
I can
voices.
hear something from YouTube, but it's not the.
Okay, then let's
clear.
forget about the music. If it's we can work on that next time.
Are you playing anything from the mixer, Anna?
Now, hold on. Let me try.
It's really cheesy.
Break into your
No,
dance.
still can't hear it.
I think the volume just needs to be turned up. I don't know which is which though.
Just kidding.
Not try?
No, these are all for
Yeah.
different. Oh, you know what?
Can you put on there?
No, nothing.
Can you put
Later. No, you have to download it into here.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not in here.
Okay.
You don't hear nothing? You know what? Maybe unplug it from that camera and plug it into this one.
Do it like this.
Try it. Because sometimes I don't know what it is.
Could you check on the Meebo app if it's don't hear anything?
Can you unplug? Like, is your computer actually hearing audio from, like, the YouTube? I mean, is the YouTube sometimes, like, you know how it was last time, like, muted? Nada. I know you can hear it.
Yes, I'm hearing from.
Do we have to have this?
Yes, I'm hearing something from
Then maybe we
YouTube,
can
but
just
I
skip
think it's the
We don't need
your
this music,
voices are
but we don't need
picked
this
up
music.
by the
Can you?
camera.
Can you hear the audio at all, like from the microphone? Because we're not gonna use a mixer on this one. Can you hear Jensen at all? No.
It's okay for now. It's okay. I mean, it was.
No,
it would
no,
be
I'm
nice,
not
but-
hearing anything from the microphone. I think the camera is picking up your voices. That's why I can
Maybe
hear
let's just
something
go
from
back to that one.
YouTube.
Let's-
I'm sorry, it's
we've come
delayed.
a long ways.
You want something catchy, right? Can you record something that I do on there?
Possibly, yeah.
I
I
try.
don't know how to.
It would be a record button, right?
No. This is like connected to an app, so you have to like record whatever and download it into the app.
No, it's not even called that. The Realty podcast. Oh, sorry.
Try it.
Nope.
Wait.
Welcome to the Realty podcast with Alemi and
Does it work?
Having fun at least. I mean, that's the important.
Can I see the iPad? Sorry, 1 second. I just want to see the output.
We're
of
bringing so
music
many
and all that
changes.
stuff. Sorry. Ooh. Boop, boop, boop.
Sydney, could you
You know what?
unmute the Zoom room and so it's not delayed?
Oh, careful. Oh my gosh.
Hey, maybe he's just supposed to crop himself in there, and once he does, it's gonna let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes.
You can hear now? From YouTube?
No, not yet.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Output. Input. This is connected, right?
There's no
I mean,
music yet.
Is this connected?
There's no music yet.
This is like
Yep.
good. Yeah, see, we don't hear it yet.
But you're hearing the music through your headphones, right?
Yeah, we hear it.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay, wait. because I need to be able to it's 2C8DK that we're connected.
I'll go get
2C8DK. Yep. Oh, it is a
so I
little
need to be there too.
delayed. Oh yeah, it's really delayed.
See, you don't hear anything from here. You see?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Is the soundboard new?
The soundboard? No,
Yeah.
it's not new. It's always there.
So it's just today giving a little bit of room.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. It's weird. Unless we want to try to connect. Which camera is that?
This one is
2C and 2T?
2C9
Yeah.
T.
Yes. So maybe we can connect that to this one. Maybe the 2T. Hello. Hello.
No. What about the... So this one's 2CBQ.
Oh.
Can you hear that now, Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wait.
Thank
There we go. We got it.
This is the camera.
you. Okay, good. All right.
The echo is so trippy.
Do we play the Japanese or you don't want to play the Japanese? But now you have to go. Hello.
Hey, it's good to be back.
We are back for yet another. Whoops.
Yeah, there's a lot of
feel
echo
like-
on there.
Yeah, it's because I put one of the sound effects. Sorry about that. Yeah. So
It reminded me of those cheesy ads sometime. You know, you travel and then you have like the echo about the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so we are here live for yet another awesome podcast, and you are back by popular demand,
Thank you.
Dr. Hamel. So this is usually like, the Realty podcast. I also noticed there has been some interesting things here on the table. Like you've kind of changed my setup a little bit to explain what's going on, why the
right.
candles, what's happening here.
All right. So there was really good feedback concerning the empathy discussion. Empathy. Sorry, my accent has an accent. Being able to relate with the people that we're dealing with, right? And often people will purchase home when it comes to wedding and divorce, right? Like wedding, divorce, new children, new career. It's always a big time of change. And we're going to talk about something difficult today. We're going to talk about how it is inside the person sometime when you end up going through a divorce. Just like we often discuss more about how it feels to go through a wedding, right?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there's the other side of this, which is sadly almost as common, which is the divorce, the separation, the struggle with the children. So why I took the liberty to change your decor a bit, it's because it's not an easy topic for anyone, for our viewers and for us. Like in life, we build ourselves at home bit by bit, right? Like beyond providing for our family or providing for ourselves at home or whatever our goal is, we often create ourselves a safe space based on either the way we look inward at ourselves, our childhood trauma, and what is our goals in life, right? And then brick by brick, Lego by Lego. Hey, Lego is a sponsor. Just kidding. Lego by Lego, you build yourself a safe space that you feel is solid and grounded. And then often you feel so safe at home that you overlook certain things. And that's difficult. That's genuinely difficult, because when you end up having a situation that you open your eyes to what's happening and you're like, wow, I am actually entering a separation, or I am actually entering a divorce, and how is it going to go for the kids? And like, what do I need an interim solution? Do I go to my long-term solution? And then there's so many questions that are going on that for the realtor, your customer is not necessarily going to know what they want, because they don't want that situation, right? Nobody wants to go through the really difficult part of going through a separation or a divorce. It can be so difficult. It's like falling off a cliff, literally. Like, one day, everything is normal. The next day, you open your eyes, and then you realize, let's say, all the red lights that you overlooked, all the yellow light that you overlooked in the relationship. And then sometime you didn't even do that at all. You just assumed that you almost owned the other person, and that you didn't have to maintain that romance, that love, and all of that, because, you know, you may have think, hey, I worked so hard that that's it. That's how I earned it. But regardless, it's such an abrupt change of everything around us. You lose your social circle. You lose your home, right? Then, hey, furniture, this and that. Was this a gift? Was it that? Then the children, like, you know, they might involve new schools, and there's so much going on. It's one of those moments in life that make you or break you, right? I've experienced such things.
As I can see,
Yeah, and it was very difficult. And I have also helped in my career a lot of soldiers who were going through that. So I had my own experience, and I lived it through a lot of other people.
it's kind of like burning your house down, really, right?
We're not advising that, though, by the way,
No.
just waiver here.
No, yeah.
But yes, it does feel like it, right? It's
Yeah.
like in your needs, there's your own personal needs, there's your needs for your family, and there's your needs for your relationship, right? And these are three different circles. So as a parent, well, first, you're a human being, so you need your
Yeah.
own boundary for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And then if you enlarge that, now you have the two parents, and then they are in their circle, right? And
Right.
then you have to make sure that there's amazing and continuously evolving communication, because without communication, there isn't a relationship. Without mutual compromise, there isn't a relationship. So there's all these things that are absolutely necessary in that second circle of the two that are together to either, you know, lead their family if they have children, or their household, their combined or not combined income, like their goals in life and all
Yeah.
of that. It's important to steer that and direct that from that circle, right? It's everything. And also to have fun. Because if we forget to have fun, then it's not fun. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we need to maintain things. We need to seduce. Like, we never own someone, right?
Yeah.
We need to continuously try to conquer them and see challenges as opportunity to strengthen the relationship instead of something else to add into the battle of nagging, which is a cycle that happens very often, right? Yeah. So I know that this may be, hitting hard, a difficult topic for a lot of people. And
I mean, I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and as everybody's lives are changing so much, the way we carry out our lives have changed, from our parents' generations to our grandparents' generations, and with all the difficulties in life, trying to juggle life and work and everything else, we see a lot more of this occurring, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very difficult topic. We deal with a lot of people as well who are going through this really hard time. And it's really difficult to be in that room with them at times, because I always used to think to myself, I only had one client, by the way, who I've helped them purchase a home, and then they end up separating, which was really heartbreaking for me as an agent, because I felt like I brought them to this home and I wanted them to have that like forever happiness. And when I got the call, hey Anna, we're thinking of selling and we are separating, I don't know, I just like, it really hit hard for me, because I was like, no, it's not supposed to happen. And I'm just a realtor, so I can't imagine like what it is for them, because, like people, when they're in love, that's why they get married, and then they have kids and they share a lot of, great moments together and things like that. They build memories. And then for them to, like, what happens right in between from that, like, pure love, like we can't get enough of each other, to like, oh my gosh, I can't stand even being in the same room. And I did hear like love and hate, there's a very fine line, right? So it is difficult, and it's difficult as like real estate professionals to experience that. But in the real estate world, on the back end, because of the actual difficulties of the work that's involved, the long hours that are involved, it affects a lot of families as well.
Yeah, and
It's very common in the real estate world where people do go through that. Unfortunately, they go through that route that they don't want to. That's not what they signed up for.
Sometimes you gotta pull through as a professional, because show must go on. But the challenge, if you do that too much, is that you don't want your mask to be too permanent, right? A mask like that, it's more of an interim thing to get you to carry on, so that you can end up finding who you're going to be after that difficult transition, right? But if you hang on to that mask, that's not healthy. And while, yes, these realtors that are themselves going through a divorce, it's going to be difficult for them, right? Like here they are going through a divorce, and now they have newlyweds that are shopping for homes together, or, like new children. Oh, we're enlarging, and all of those like happy, positive moments, while on the inside, they feel destructed. Like that is tough, like the level of numbness that you have to put temporarily to yourself with your professional mask on. Like that is genuinely difficult. And then I was talking about these circles. So between the parents, again, you have, there is, if you subdivide that again, like so the mutual compromise when it comes to the home, the chores, the things like that, right? Mutual compromise to support each other's dream, career, things like that. Then there's parenting conversation and chores, and like there's all these little things, right?
Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of things when it comes to that union.
Yeah, of course.
It comes from like your spiritual beliefs to parenting styles, to the style of home. And then there's got to be compromise. So as like you're building this, and when you purchase a home together, right? It's like there's always one person is what I have discovered. There's always one person in the relationship that really puts their foot down, and the other person's like, okay, you can just have it because I don't want to deal with you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also different
I don't know
realm of
if-
that, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen, I'm trying to think, honestly. I can't remember where it's like the two people fully like 50% had a say. You know, there's always somebody that was a little bit like 49, 51 maybe.
Yeah.
That would be probably the closest. But I never had a 50-50.
I think it's like puzzle pieces as they meet in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's not the right puzzle. Sometimes it was the right puzzle at a phase of the life, but not at a later phase. Then you got to ask yourself, do I want to go into the next phase of my life with that person by us realigning the shape of our puzzles so that we can get back together? Or do we agree that we want to totally belong as part of entirely different puzzle? Because now we're there. That's just what's happening. And like there's so many.
But that's a very difficult like thought process to have.
Exactly, and that's why when you're dealing with a realtor having to buy a house and all of this, like your mind is not there, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a complete moments of dissociation here and there, of like not knowing where you are. Like you see something that reminds you of an argument that you had, and then you're back there. Then you're thinking about your loving moments. Like there's so much to process when you go through that.
I bet.
It's really, really tough. And then there's that third circle that is the children. So first circle,
That's going to be very difficult.
exactly.
Yeah.
So first circle is really about your own sanity. You learning to love yourself, but not in a way that you're like an egomaniac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's in balance, right? So then that second circle is the parents, the relationship, and then the third circle, the children. Oh man, that is really tough because let's say financially, right? It's much more than financially, but financially, you are going from often a joint income and a lifestyle that you're providing for your children, and then boom, you are now two separate income having to downsize on everything. So that's tough, right? Because it's all of the dynamics, every angle of the life changes. And then you got to ask yourself the level of toxicity of the relationship and whether you want to carry on or not, whether you have enough built on to carry on.
There was a quote I heard years ago, and has nothing to do with the topic we're talking about. But I remember I was going through a difficult time in real estate, in my real estate career, where I had to figure out, am I going to stay in that same zone, you know, or am I going to change? Am I going to stay in that same company, or I'm going to change? And it's kind of similar, right?
Yes.
So I was like looking for, back then there were no like, well, I don't know if there were podcasts, but they weren't as, you know, as common. So there were all these like YouTube quotes or motivational things. And there was one guy, he said something that resonated with me to this day, and that is, change happens when the struggle of staying in the same situation is harder than you moving on to something else. Meaning, if you stay where you are today, like this, is it more difficult? Is there more challenge for you to stay how it is than having to make that, you know what I mean? Because change is always difficult, but like is it more difficult? Like, is the pain harder for you to stay the same than making that, you know, that change? So I think that's similar because, you know, when it comes to the business world, you're thinking, well, oh my goodness, I'm just always looking at it from the lens of a real estate, right? So it's like, it's going to be so difficult to rebrand and change my stuff. When it comes to a marriage, it's going to be very difficult to have to change your ways of being, right? And exactly what you said, those different circles, like yourself, your own sanity, like what does it mean to me? Did I change my identity now? I'm no longer part of that identity that I thought first and foremost, and the identity that I'm projecting to the world. I mean, we live in a very judgmental world too, right? So
There's also
like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you
Sorry
like
about
to
that.
just like jump right.
Yeah, I didn't mean to,
No,
sorry.
no, but I mean, like, it's like also like
I
having
want a
to.
divorce. Just kidding.
Yeah, but you know, like
Yeah.
so it's like your own sanity, your own like, who are you today, right? It's like having an identity crisis a little bit too.
Yeah, oh,
There's
entirely.
a lot of like psychology behind that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it is a very, very difficult time. I could imagine it to be like, so, and you know what? It's in every profession nowadays. It's not like, I mean, I can talk about the real estate world. It's very stressful, obviously. Doesn't have to be, but you know, in a traditional setup, it's very, very stressful.
And that's what we're working on,
Yeah.
in making it fun, making it real.
At this right here.
Yes, yes. Because you know
Yeah.
what? Real
It
is
has
so
to be
fake
fun.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I look at the evolution of, and we may slightly be off topic, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I've looked at the evolution of reality TV show, right? And originally it was so relatable because it was real, right? It wasn't scripted,
That's
it
true.
wasn't played, it wasn't paused. It was like people that look like us, right? But then it became the entire opposite, where what used to be real is now completely fake, to a point that we don't even know what's real anymore. And that's also a part of relationship, right? We're so used to have that picture perfect on Instagram type mentality that anything but that can feel like a failure. But our flaws are what makes us us. And that's important. Our life should not need filters. With a healthy life, you can just be you, and that's what's up. Like that's what's happening. That's you, that's your karma, that's around you, right? There's no need to dig too hard into figuring out who someone is, because they are themselves. So that's something that's really powerful. But what I was thinking earlier is, with the military, I had to change home a lot, right?
Oh,
And
yeah. That's difficult.
yeah, with that, at some point, we just stopped putting frames on the wall. We stopped decorating. It stopped because I was like, all right, how long are we going to stay in this one?
It's funny, I've heard this not too long ago from another military family. It's true.
Yeah, and it's not just in the military. A lot of careers involve people to move a lot.
Yeah.
And you end up having a bit of a backpack mentality that one day you're going to get to that dream home, but that the rest is interim, that you are further and further getting used to. And then that's the trickiness. When you get to that final destination, let's say you retire, you save money, you win the lottery, who knows? And then you
These days you need lottery at times.
like you get to that dream home, then you got to ask yourself, is that, how much of this is my interim compromise that became my new safety zone? And how much of that is genuinely what will make me happy, what will make me feel home, feel safe, feel fulfilled and achieved? And when you reach that home through so many compromise, and then you lose it, through a divorce, through a separation, it hits really hard.
Yeah.
It hits really hard. And then because of that, it makes you feel like your children are going to have as much of a loss with the home that you are having. But the children most often care primarily about the parents, even though they may not be expressing it, because the process of it is horrible. The legal aspect of it is ridiculous, right? Like weddings and divorce are two money grab from a lot of aspect. So people are broke, right? And because they don't know what's gonna happen, and like
It's crazy because if you think about it, like it is so easy to get married, and then it's like the Canadian system is very, very complex when it comes to the divorce part. And it's almost like it doesn't come with a handbook of what's, you're getting yourself into actually.
yeah. Like lawyers, when you have to deal with a lawyer from purchasing a home, but then you're also dealing with lawyers through your divorce, you're not going to be very excited about that lawyer part of it, right? Because there's like a involuntary association of that. So that's difficult. There's also a lot of realtor will have a bit of, I don't want to say flirtatious, because that would be like more on the unprofessional side, but let's say charming, right? Charm is important. Charm sell. But then you also have to understand that when people are going through divorce, that they were in a long relationship, they are not gonna remember the difference between being charmed and being seduced. And they're at a moment where they need to be hugged so much that they're very vulnerable. And I think that out of professionalism, it's important to acknowledge and show empathy and support, but not to like have ill intention with that, right? Not to like see that as, ooh, there's an angle to exploit so that I can make a sale. Because I believe ethic applies everywhere.
Well, that's it. It does apply everywhere, but it is the who, right? That it gets a little tricky, because the who can either apply the ethics or can just use it to manipulate.
Yeah.
And it's not just with realtors, by the way. just so that I can be clear. Like I think like you like the charm part, yes, you have to be friendly. But you also have to know, where is that line?
Yes, exactly.
Where is that limit of charm? Now we're going past the charm.
Yes.
And as a female realtor too, you have to be very careful with that. Especially whether you're dealing with just like one like a man or a couple. Because when you're dealing with a couple, you have to be extra careful, because you want to make sure that there is no misunderstanding, right? And what happens is that like hug. I don't know. So are you suggesting realtors are to like give hugs to so I'm a hugger to my clients, but only a certain type, right? Like if it's another female, I hug them. I've even had clients where we just literally signed up and we are like sending each other texts like this lady actually like we were like, I love you, and she's like, I love you, and so we have that, but I don't think I could do that with like a male client. Like I think it's crossing the line at that point.
Yeah, it could be too easily misinterpreted.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I lived in British Columbia for a large part of my life. And I come from a world that is a hugger.
Oh, really?
Like, I love hugs. I think that hugs are a form of communication. It's a form of healing. It has even almost that spiritual connection to it. Like that bonding moment of reminding your heart that you're not alone in a moment of need. But
Interesting.
I think you gotta first ask yourself, has anyone tell me, oh, you're a really good hugger? Because if no one ever told you that, you don't want to be that creepy hugger person, right? You don't want to be that stinky hugger person. You don't want to be, like, it's true. Let's face
Looks
it, right?
like you have a lot of different criteria of huggers.
It's a real thing, though, right?
funny.
Like, you also
Yeah.
gotta be able to feel people. Like, if you see as an example that as you're moving somewhere, the person always keep a distance and gravitate without ever showing their back, and that they puff their chest a bit more, and then they have a more firm tone, then obviously they are having a mask of strength because they're in a moment of anxiety. Now, some anxiety will welcome hugs, and some anxiety will, make it want to run away.
Yeah.
So
Well, there are people that just don't want hugs, don't want any kind of contact. In fact, they don't even want to shake your hand.
Yeah, and there's a lot to that too. There's like the cultural perspective, the religious like upbringing.
Yes.
If you work for the government and you're used that we don't hug on the professional world,
Yeah.
like that's these are all things that we gotta be thinking about. I don't know why we drifted from that to hug, but hey, here's the thing though: when you go through a divorce, you do need a hug. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So.
But I also can't see myself like, we go into a listing presentation and the husband and wife are there.
Yeah.
And it's a weird, it's a very hard meeting, those kind of meetings.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, so oftentimes when that happens, it's like, I go in there and I'll sit down at the table. One sits at one end and the other one sits at the other end. And I'm like, can you guys both sit together? And then even when they're kind of sitting together, because I'm trying to present, and even they're sitting together, it's like, okay, like they're far. You can see there's a distance. And I'm like, okay, this is definitely a divorce. And you have a conversation with them and, they talk about like different memories in different parts of the home, which is very difficult at times too. And then oftentimes is that in those moments, it's hard because when you're trying to be the listing agent, you're trying to keep everybody, like we're all on the same team. But I know that we're not. The foundation is not on the same team,
And if somehow, as you're doing that, you're helping a couple, they're both present and they're about to sell their home, and then the childrens are there.
Ooh,
like
usually children are not there. Thankfully, I haven't had children there. Fortunately, because it would be very unfortunate. It would be a very hard conversation, and I guess the way I would go about it is I'd say, we'll talk about certain things later. We don't have to talk about it right now. And that's how I go about it when kids are involved,
So for the realtors that are watching this podcast, if you've experienced moments like this yourself or with your customer, please feel free to leave a comment so that we can carry on that conversation if you guys are interested, or just to add on to it. So if we are seeing this as a family, how, and I know we're going toward conclusion eventually, so I just want to bring that up with our online family here.
Yeah.
It's important that we talked with people that are going through things like we are. That is really important, because otherwise you're never going to hear the conversations that you need to hear, and it's going to make you compartmentalize even further, right? In this podcast, what we're trying to do more and more and more is really having that relatability, that need of a discussion that we can really all help each other. If you guys think that you'd like to join one of these conversations, then let us know. And it's nothing fancy. It's just that family aspect of, hey, let's talk about this, but let's be real. Because so often in the realtor world, it's like like go sell a house and do this and that's awesome and boom, boom, boom. And you know what? That's a part of it, right? We all need a bit of a push, but we also need that warm hug because behind the realtor's suit and just like behind your customer's presentation, we're all human beings. And that's what we're trying to bring to the table here, the human being aspect of this social dimension of this profession of the realtors. So if you guys have any suggestion to, Anna and I discussed that, and we really want you guys to steer us into how can we invite you to the table more so that when you watch it, you really feel like you're part of the conversation. It's really important for us that this helps people. Otherwise, we just be, some other people that are trying to get follow and trendy and stuff like that. This is really not what this is about. We, of course, we are going to benefit from it, right? By having people that hear our messages and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that's collateral result. Our primary focus is really to help us create an online family for discussions that are otherwise too often taboo in a world that drinks too much Red Bull. I apologize for Red Bull Company. But if you want to be a sponsor, I may plug you again.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I want to say I like that the realness that you bring to this, and more and more I am really excited about the position that you're holding within our company now, and I find that extremely I find that to be something that is, I see the value in it. I see the tremendous amount of value that bring here. And I want to say I appreciate that. I think that's exactly what we needed here. And, even having these difficult conversations, it is difficult. It's not something that people like to talk about, because it's not sexy. Right? Real estate is all about the bougie look and the cars, the lifestyle. But people don't talk about the not happy lifestyle, which is part of happy lifestyle. You got to have the unhappy to appreciate the happy.
These are all in that vibe. I think that's really what we're about and what we're gonna try to find our best way to gravitate toward further and further and further. As an example, there are things like racism.
Oh, that's a great topic.
That is something to talk about in the world of realtor. There is sexism.
Yeah.
There's a lot, let's say we look at it from the realm of employment equity and the different section of that. These are all things that we got to talk about. Right? We need to be able, some people, let's say, that are from small town, they arrive in the big city and they've never been exposed to other kind of people, other ways of thinking, other perspective, right? And I'm from a really small town myself when I was little, and I mean, everything was so different in the city and it was already overwhelming.
What was the first city you moved into after coming from a small town?
Well, it's funny because when we moved to Mont-Saint-Hilaire in Quebec, which we call Wigwamundensis, I was actually, in my head, it was a city. And it was another town. But where I was before that, when I lived in Saint-Mathias-sur-le-Richelieu, there was a corner store attached to someone's house, and that was the grocery store. And
wow.
If you were lucky, you had a TV, and if not, then go fishing or try to find a bike to ride. There was
That's
really.
it. So how big was the population of this town?
I would say
it like
a
10
rough,
people?
very tiny. No, I don't know. I don't remember.
'Cause I can't imagine
well-
like a. It's funny. I can't say corner store. I in my head I'm like a dépanneur. You cannot have a dépanneur and then just have like, grocery over
Yeah.
there too. That's so crazy. Like I grew up in a very, very big city. So when I came to Canada years ago, like Toronto, I thought Toronto to be like a village. It was so
Ouch.
weird. Yes. I was like, this is Canada? Like farms and highways? Like what? I mean, Toronto obviously has evolved since, when I came to Canada, but that's how I felt. I was like, where's the happenings happening? And then finally we went to downtown Toronto. A relative took us, or I should say friend took us for a ride downtown Toronto, and we're like, okay, now we feel like, we went somewhere. But yeah, it's funny. I had the exact opposite. And then coming to Ottawa was like, but you know what? I love the calm now with Ottawa. I can't imagine myself living in like a crazy city, be stuck in traffic forever, and like the pollution and all that crazy stuff. Yeah. I at this point in my life, I enjoy the calm because of the profession that I do. It's always like go 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 go. That like the calm is beautiful, So.
Are you down if I plug the Zen Orchard?
Whatever, you already kind of did it, so go ahead. It seems like you just...
No, it's right in line with what you were talking about. And first, I just want to...
I like how the character goes from one end to the other.
I just want to add to what you were saying. Moving in the country or leaving the country or going from the city to countryside, countryside to city, city to city. Like, these are all so many changes that we can talk about. In that, like, a lot of families escape war to arrive in Canada. Some family,
that's me.
Exactly. Some family have to go back toward war because their visa expired or things like that, right?
We almost did.
There you go. There you go. These are very big topic that what were we talking before? So that I get back to what was.
We were talking about. Well, you said, "Can I plug Zen Orchard?" That's what you wanted to do. See?
She's used to work with me now. So, I experienced war in Afghanistan. I had a very heavy, fast life, fast pace, and I have experienced both on the professional and civilian. We all experience some level of toxicity and some, enough to know at a certain age what we want and what we don't want. And when we found our home, which is 2 acre, the trees around it and like the connection with nature that it's entitling in my life is my therapy. Like, some people are looking for a home, some people are looking for land. We scored jackpot with both our home and our land. Like, I feel like my home is an extension of me. And I had never felt that my entire life. And while it seems like we're going like this, I'm actually looping back to when I was talking at the beginning about not putting frame up on the wall. Because I went from that to now I am working on my trees outside, and I'm like, you know what? My great-grandchildren and their children and so on may be able to come and look at that tree and touch it and feel it and really feel that love that we put in the landscape, if it stays in the family or still, visiting, whatever. But still, you are giving a time box of message of, I love you to the future generation through your home. All right.
That's very nice. That is very kind. So this place is called?
The Zen Orchard.
Okay. Yes. And which part of the town is it?
We're in Canada.
In Canada?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Looks like a very beautiful place. Yeah.
it's where my nest is.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, I hope you guys.
Enjoyed the new way of doing it.
Yeah, I would love to hear some feedback. I mean, the reason you're back is backed by popular demand. We've had other people come here. I was telling the team, which now is you're part of, that I have a feeling that this guy's gonna come in here and just take over the Realty podcast. Which, hey, you know what? I'm all for it. It's all good. It's a great topic. You bring great realness. I hear the true, you bring real world experiences, which is important, which is nice to hear about. And in the very near future, I'd love to see other people come on here and be our guests, and either yourself, you interview them, or I interview them, and just be more connected with the community. Yeah.
I'd look forward to it. I find this to be an amazing opportunity. Whenever you have a platform for people to listen to you, you owe it to humanity to at least bring a positive message. Because right now, we are not, as a society, remembering that. Social media makes it so easy to access tons of people that we forget the power of social media. Back in the day, you had to work all your life to make it, to have that 30-second on TV that your entire neighborhood would be cheering about it.
Yeah.
Now it takes you push a button. And because of that, we say too many things that don't have that much value. And that's why here, what is the value that you guys want? What do you guys want us to bring to the table to discuss? It's really important that this is not for us. Yeah, sure, we can talk and, what we want to do is really have the conversation that are difficult and really be a part of your home every time that we connect through this.
I also want to ask your permission if I have, or
What?
if I have your permission. Sorry,
It's
if
okay.
I have, English is not my first
It's
language.
okay.
If I have your permission to introduce you to like who you are within our company now.
Sure.
Okay, so the reason we are seeing more of Dr. Hamel is because he, I guess you chose us, right? You chose us as much as we chose you, but we're really excited to have you as our Chief Operating Officer here. So.
I got scared. I thought you were going to say the new janitor, which would also have been perfect. But no, thank you.
So we're excited. You're going to see more of you, and hopefully, I mean, it looks like the viewers really appreciated you. So we're gonna see more of you here, and it's exciting.
Thank you.
Exciting for us.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for yet another episode of the Realty Podcast.
Yeah.
We have a new flavor in town, which is great. And, just like we said, please let us know which direction you like us to take this. I love this direction, by the way. It's changed a lot since the previous topics we were talking about. It was a lot of real estate, but this is really good stuff. So
Yeah. See, my goal is to either wake up people and engage them in the conversation or to really ASMR them to sleep. Did you enjoy? Good night.
all right. Well, with that said, thank you so much. Difficult topic, but we're gonna bring more of those topics to Realty Pod. That's what it is. The Realty Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So make sure you join us next week. Same time, Thursday at 1. These are live. There is no editing. That's how we want it to be. And we always, when it comes with live, there's always all kinds of technicalities. I know you wanted to set up your stuff. So, yeah. So if you guys enjoy it and you find it helpful and you think somebody else might enjoy it as well, share it. But you are our family and we appreciate you guys. All right. Till next week. Thank you.
Peace.
All right. Take care. Bye for now.
See ya.
I don't know if I should play usually I play the music.